Good evening and welcome to the Hyder Center on this chilly Tuesday evening as the third-ranked Creighton Prep Junior Jays prepare to take on the Burke Bulldogs. I'm Brendan Prizeman alongside Tyler Reedy, and tonight the Junior Jays get a brief respite from top 10 teams to close out their schedule as Burke comes to town. On the screen here you're going to see that top 10, and still no changes in the top 4, which has been in a class all its own this year. As you can see there, Westside, a team that Prep has beaten by 23, has moved up to number 5, jumping Lincoln Pius to 10th. Tyler, aside from the gap between number 4 and number 5, what stands out to you about this top 10?
Well, what stands out to me is the fact that all these changes that have been coming in recent weeks with the top 10 have been helping Prep's resume. You saw Westside moving into that top 5. That's a team that Prep blew out just a couple weeks ago in this building on a Friday night in January. And then the most recent significant change after that was Bellevue West going to the 1 spot, and Prep played 2 very close games, proved they can match up well with the Thunderbirds as well in those 2 games. So those 2 changes, and then Gretna still hanging around in the top 10, a team that Prep blew out as well. There are a lot of teams in the top 10 that the Junior Jays have taken care of easily, so all the changes that have happened recently are certainly helping the resume.
Yeah, that's certainly true. Burke hoping they're not another one of those teams that Prep blows out, but they might be in trouble there. They haven't had quite the same amount of luck that Prep has had against top 10 teams this year. They've gone 0-7 against the current top 10 that you saw earlier. One of the bright spots has been their senior forward, Sam Sorensen, who's second in Class A with about 3 offensive rebounds per game. And his stats compare favorably to Prep's own star big man, A.J. Rollins. Obviously, Sorensen is going to need to play well, but who else has to step up tonight for the Bulldogs?
Yeah, it's all about the supporting cast. Obviously, Sorensen's going to have a very difficult matchup in there with Rollins, Youngers, 2 guys at 6'6" and 6'8" respectively down in the paint. So people like Lucas Kocher, a senior who averages 9 to 10 points per game and is the best 3-point shooter among the starters, he's going to have to step up. Cameron Gramling coming off the bench as well, a 7 to 8 point per game scorer. Donovan Moody as well at 8 for 9. It's all going to depend on whether or not those kinds of guys have 3 or 4 point games or 11, 12, 13 point games to try and help Burke overcome what's going to be a very difficult matchup against Prep.
Yes, and it certainly will be difficult. Here's that starting lineup that we've seen all year long for the number 3 team in the state. And guys like Luke Jungers and Justin City have really stepped up their games over the past couple weeks during this gauntlet of a schedule for Prep. This game ends the homestand for the Junior Jays. They've traveled to Millard North this Saturday, and then they've got their final game of the season here on Tuesday. We'll have that game. But tonight against Burke, who's going to have to perform to send these fans home happy?
I think it's got to be Luke Jungers. He's got to just keep doing what he has been doing in the last 4 games. Each of the last 4 games, he's got 14 or more points. And the thing that's really improved with him in recent weeks has been his shooting, whether it's 3-point shooting, free throw shooting. He's gotten back to that rhythm he was in early on in the season, especially in December. We all know what he can do down in the paint, getting rebounds as well. His scoring and his work in the paint, particularly with offensive boards, going to be key for a Prep win tonight.
They certainly will, and boy, has he been playing well on those offensive boards. 9 games with multiple offensive rebounds. And now the team stats, and while Prep certainly appears to be the better team, looks can be deceiving. Burke has shown that they can hold their own in a shootout, and that's what they're going to have to do tonight against this high-flying Junior Jays offense. One potential issue there would be if they get into a 3-point shooting battle. Prep's hitting at a 37% clip, Burke's hitting a 26% clip from downtown. Some of my unofficial interviews in the cage said that Prep would win by 30. After the national anthem, Tyler, what do you think Prep's going to have to do?
What so proudly
welcome back to the Hyder Center. As we mentioned before the national anthem, Creighton Prep hitting 37% of their threes this year. Burke hitting just 26% of their shots from downtown. Some of my unofficial interviews in the Birdcage gave me the impression that Prep was going to win this game by about 50. So what is Burke going to have to do tonight to shock the cage?
Well, especially defensively, when you look at what the last two teams that have come into this building have done against Prep, Papillion La Vista and Lincoln Northeast, they both came in here and played unexpectedly close games with Prep. You know, Junior Jays might have seen them as potentially inferior opponents, teams they can easily beat, but both those games were close. The Papillion La Vista game went to overtime. So what Burke needs to do tonight is play smart perimeter defense. What I mean by that is be tight on the perimeter, don't let up those open threes to Creighton Prep, but also make sure you're in a position to support when the Junior Jays go to the post game with Rollins and Jungers on the inside, and that's going to help make up for the struggles on the offensive end, because it's going to be a kind of a feeling out process for these Bulldogs, because attacking the inside is going to be difficult, obviously, with the big height advantage that Creighton Prep has, and then you can't really go to the three ball either, because Burke has struggled mightily with that this year. So it's definitely going to be a feeling out process, see what's working early on, and see if you can hit something hot in the early going.
You mentioned the height advantage. That's definitely true. Burke has just one player above 6'5" in Samuel Sorensen. Prep has three of those players, in Tony Tubrick, A.J. Rollins, and Luke Jungers. So the starters for tonight, for Burke, you've got number 3, Henry Emzik, the 6'1" guard. Number 11, Donovan Moody, the 5'10" guard. Number 23, Lucas Kocher, the 6'1" guard. Number 30, Aiden Queen, the 6'4" wing player. And then Samuel Sorensen, number 32, the 6'7" forward. And for the Junior Jays, usual suspects as always. 6'2" guard Justin City, 6'3" guard Brendan Buckley, 6'6" forward and Nebraska commit for football, A.J. Rollins. Number 12, Majay Wiley, a 6'3" guard. And then Luke Jungers, the junior 6'8" forward. It's Rollins and Sorensen to tip off, and away we go. Sorensen wins the tip, and it's into the hands of Queen. He passes it up to Emzik, who's guarded by City. Ball taken to Lucas Kocher. Now it's Emzik at the top of the key. Emzik into Sorensen, tipped and stolen by Rollins. Jungers comes up with it, and here comes Luke Jungers running the break from the forward spot. Pass to Majay Wiley, looking for City, and now Prep sets the offense up.
Yep, and you saw an early glimpse of that defensive reach and height that the Junior Jays have. It was good, quick cuts around the court, on the front court there for the Bulldogs, but Rollins still able to get his hand in there on the pass.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough task for Sorensen to get the ball in against a guy like A.J. Rollins. That foul called on Henry Emzik. That's his first. Reached in there, got a little too handsy there with Brendan Buckley. And he's struggled these past couple games, hasn't he, Tyler?
Yeah, but definitely didn't struggle as far as committing to college. He's committed to Morningside just on Saturday, so congratulations to him.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully he can get his scoring load back up now that that college commitment is off his chest. Jungers with the ball now, looking for Wiley, gets it to him. Screen from Jungers, Wiley to Rollins at the top of the key. Probably not going to shoot that, and he doesn't. Instead it's Brendan Buckley, screen, Jungers, pump fakes. He drives, looking for the spin, pass into Wiley. Can't keep control of the ball, and Sorensen has it. Up to Emzik, and Burke coming quickly the other way. That's a pass to Kocher. Kocher working on Majay Wiley now, trying to get open. Kocher driving, passing it to Aiden Queen. Queen is looking for some space against Jungers. Tries to drive in. That pass over to Donovan Moody. Moody gets free. Kick out. Emzik won't shoot, but Kocher won't hit it though.
And there you see the struggle. Burke has not been a very good team from downtown this year, so when they get those looks, not usually make a whole lot of them, but they've got to try to get that going, especially to respond to the Creighton Prep offense.
Jungers trying to make some offense of his own there. Couldn't get all the way in and get the bucket, but he is fouled by Donovan Moody. Number 11, that's Moody's first, the team's second, so Jungers will get a chance to put our first points on the board tonight. Shooting free throws at a 78% clip, 15th in Class A, and he knocks the first one down. Tyler, how do you think Prep's height advantage could really help them get a decided free